Ladies and gentlemen, Slendervlog Reviews would proudly present MLAndersen on the piano.
Now this is the real shit. Shake your ass. Watch yourself. Shake your ass. Show me what you're working with.
Attention, all young players and pimps, right now is the place to be.
I thought I told you y'all with me. Shake your ass. Watch yourself. Shake your ass. Show me what you're working with. Shake your ass. Bravo! Bravo! Bravo!
The show starts out with Michael doing a video diary for his doctor after a day from being released from the mental hospital for 16 years. As he continues on, he starts to talk about his dreams where he sees a grandfather clock in the world that says virus on it. As usual, he is being stalked by Slenderman. Later on, we're introduced to his brother Sean, who accidentally was recording his discussion with his friend, saying that Michael was lying to everyone and manipulating them into believing that the videos are real. After a minute of figuring out that Sean was recording the whole thing, they both agreed to upload their discussion on Michael's YouTube channel. Next thing, well, as usual, bad shit after bad shit after bad shit keeps happening. Let's talk about the story, which is good. The first half is okay, but to be honest, it's a bit dull. There's not a whole lot that's going on during the first half. Yes, there's drama with Michael, his brother, and his brother's friend. And again, yes, old Slendy does pop out as usual, but in terms of plot and progression, not much is really happening. After the video entry, The Truth, everything kinda stopped. It's mostly about getting Sean back, and that's pretty much it till video entry Homecoming. The second half, as of right now, does feel like it's actually moving and stuff is happening. Yes, it does do the same thing with Michael of, we need to get him back, but there's plot points and other things that's being revealed. The things I do like is how it's very straightforward, so it's pretty easy for newcomers to get into both this series and other Slendervlog series. Another thing I do like is that Sean takes over as being the main protagonist in the second half. We're done with the story, now on to our main characters. In the beginning we're introduced to Michael, and 4 videos later we're introduced to Sean, his brother, which I already mentioned. He becomes our main protagonist in the second half of the series. To those who are screaming at me about the 2 other characters, just like last time with Dark Harvest, the 2 other characters, to me, they're not the main characters, though they are important in the series. Michael as a character, I'm not going to lie guys, he doesn't have that much as a character. At best, he's meh. He's caring, he's determined, and when you make him angry, he becomes angry and okay, I'm grasping for straws here. I want to say I don't think he's bad as a character, just he doesn't have any depth to him. He does get a little better later on and maybe get more developed as a character, just right now he's meh. Sean is one of the shining positives of this series. When we're first introduced to him in video entry The Truth, he's kinda an asshole. Over time he does grow as a character. When he becomes the main protagonist in the second half, we do see that he has more depth to him than when we're first introduced to him. We see him as a person over time who cares and loves the people he's been with. He will fight for them even if it gets him killed. We see him as a down-to-earth person who may watch bad movies to laugh at.
Birdemic? Birdemic? Oh, birdemic.
We see him at his best to his worst. Bad acting and all. Whoops! Did I say that? Let's move on to our proxy. Well, as usual, I don't know how to segue into this, so I'm just gonna start off by saying I have done goof. Again.
Dumbass!
I finally found out the actual name for the art character. It's called a proxy, and yeah, it's my fault. I did some research before. I typed the name on the Slenderman wiki, and the results only led me to the collective on Tribe 12, which did refer to them as proxy, but dumbass me only thought the name only referred to them and them alone. When I was doing the cop review, I did saw that proxy is a name for those to the art characters. So yeah, bad on my part, but hey, what you gonna do? A bit of warning here, I'm gonna be spoiling, but not that much. We're introduced to Patrick, who is our proxy, and he's awesome! He's a split personality of Michael, since Michael has been doing harm to himself, and Patrick had to take over. He's very theatric and, well, an asshole.
Wait a minute. Sean? Can you see, okay? See. Not gonna play long? I'm taking it off.
The fuck are you doing, Michael? Get off!
Kiss mom with that mouth. Do you? You see, Sean, the thing I'm really taking issue with is, you keep calling me Michael.
What are you talking about?
Your brother's a bit of a weak-minded, stop struggling, weak-minded, drug addict, emo kid, you know. I, on the other hand, like to see myself as a bit more of a leader. You know, I'm a go-getter, that sort of stuff.
He does generally help out Sean, but in his own twisted way, and that's one of the reasons why I liked him so much. He's this big yarn of fun. Each time when he's on, it's just a big joy. I want to see what he does next. In some way, he made this series much more enjoyable. Not to say that the series is bad or anything like that. Let's move on to Slenderman before I piss somebody off. This series Slenderman is a very unique one. He seems more human in a very creepy way. We do see him stalk our main characters as usual, but on entry video journal number 7 come home, we see that Slenderman is comforting Michael in a creepy, rapey way. With other series, he always seems like this monster, or in Dark Harvest, he's a god. Yet over here, when he's stalking Michael or Sean, it doesn't feel like a usual Slenderman feel, if that makes any sort of sense. An example would be in Marble Hornets, where yes, it's still unknown why Slenderman is after them, but there's no emotional connection to it. Or maybe it's an instinct thing, like how a lion hunts other animals for food. In MLAndersen, we know that the clock and Slenderman is connected, and how this Slenderman goes about stalking seems very obsessive. It feels that he's taken a liking to Michael in a very human, emotional way, touching and feeling him to make it clear that Michael is his. And I'm very much liking this approach to this particular Slenderman. Everything I just described is the reason why I like this Slenderman so much. Now for the big bad spot of this whole series. And being me, of course, I wanted to segue into something. For those who may not know this review is a redo from my original written review on my blog site. And originally, I loved the hell out of this series. It was close to being the next best thing since sliced bread, and it was right after I watched 100 Yard Stare. And for those who are asking, yes, I'm going to do a review on it. At that time, to me, anything would look good since I didn't thought too well of 100 Yard Stare. Now, returning back to this series, you can tell that for me, it's good, but not as great as I originally thought. To me, the very glaring negative of this series is the acting itself. I know that these people who do these Slendervlogs will not have a Johnny Depp or Robert De Niro in their cell contact list, and they have to work what they got. It's all fine and good. Times like these, it is hard not to be too damn critical about it. The kind of acting they do is bad. Not the kind of bad is so good, it's embarrassing bad. it's too wooden.
Sean, he lives with you. You're bullshitting me right now.
What? Where is Sean?
He called me yesterday in hysterics. The day before that, I hadn't heard from him. I haven't heard from him at all today. He's my roommate. And he hasn't been home. Where is he?
I haven't. Why would you think I knew?
You did something with him.
I did something with
And
him.
now you're trying to play
I did something with
And
him.
now
Okay. I did something. Okay. Cool. You guys just won't stop, won't you? This is some joke, right? The video wasn't enough. The video wasn't enough, so you
I'm
had to come
sorry.
here and get me into this too again. You just had to get me fired up, alright? This is funny. It's hilarious. Where's Sean?
I'm sorry we posted the video. Okay? I'm sorry. And I knew that the moment you left, that you would do something like this because you're furious. And I knew, being the person you are, that you had to give him a video.
You can tell that they're trying to be all mad and having an argument, but it doesn't sound that way. And sorry to say this, but during the first half of the series, the acting made it that much harder to watch MLAndersen. I hope I'm not being too hard, but that's how I felt when watching the series. I already mentioned that the first half is okay, but it's dull. And Michael doesn't have that much as a character. That could be from the acting. Then again, Sean is not that good as an actor either, yet he has a whole lot of character development to him. I want to point out, it's still a very good series. There will be times it's hard to watch, but if you can manage to pull through, I think you'll be surprised. My rating is a 3.5 out of 5. Till then, see you next time.